Hello, my name is Andres Murillo, and today I'll be talking to you guys about the importance on feedback. Effective feedback, both positive and negative, is very helpful. Feedback is valuable information that will be used to make important decisions. Top performing companies are top performing companies because they consistently search for ways to make their best even better. For top performing companies, continuous improvement is not just a showy catchphrase. It's true focus based on feedback from across an entire organization, customers, employees, vendors. Top performing companies not only are good at accepting feedback, they deliberately ask for feedback. And they know what feedback is helpful only when it highlights weaknesses as well as strengths. So, what is feedback? Feedback is used to describe the helpful information or criticism about prior actions, behaviors from an individual, communicate to another individual or group who can use that information to adjust, improve current and future actions and behaviors. So, why is feedback? I want to give you 5 tips on how and why it is. So, number one is feedback is always there. 2, feedback is effective listening. 3, feedback can motivate. 4, feedback can improve performance. And 5, feedback is a tool for continuous learning. So, we'll just dive in a little bit to what each of these are and explain a little bit further. So, number one, feedback is always there, no matter if the situation can make you mad or sad, or on the other spectrum, happy and glad. If you ask someone in your organization when feedback occurs, they'll typically mention an employee survey, performance appraisal, or training evaluation. And actually, feedback is around us all the time, whether we think about it or not. Every time we speak to a person, employee, customer, vendor, etc., we communicate feedback. In actuality, it's impossible not to give feedback, no matter how you're talking or the way you're sounding. Feedback, we're giving feedback just by communicating back and forth, whether it's a person, a business, an employer, a boss, etc. Number 2, feedback is effective listening. Whether the feedback is done verbally or via a survey, the person providing the feedback needs to know they have been understood or received, and they need to know that their feedback provides some value. When conducting a survey, you always want to explain why respondents' feedback is important and how their feedback will be used. And then that picture also describes 8 ways to increase effective listening, some which we didn't necessarily go over class, but over time throughout that class period, we did learn to do that, especially with the speech exercise that we actually did in class. So number 3, feedback can motivate. By asking for feedback, it could actually motivate employees to perform better. Employees like to feel valued and appreciated in a company. Being asked to provide feedback that can help formulate business decisions. You want to feel that importance. And feedback for clients, suppliers, vendors, stakeholders can be used to motivate and build better working relationships between your workers and the company you are working with. Number 4, feedback can improve performance. Feedback is often mistaken for criticism. In fact, what is viewed as negative criticism is actually constructive criticism. Let me say that again. As negative criticism, it is actually constructive criticism. Super key, and is the best kind of feedback that can help to formulate better decisions to improve and increase performance. That's why you learn from positive and negative feedback all the time, and you just have to realize that's how you benefit from it. Last but not least, feedback is a tool for continued learning. Investing time in asking and learning about how others experience working with your organization or yourself help. Continued feedback is important across an entire organization in order to remain aligned to goals, create strategies, develop products and service improvements, improve relationships, and a lot more. That's why continued learning is the key to improving. So those are the 5 tips and reasons why feedback is so important. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much. Bye.